He's riding in Bill White's 1964 Thunderbird. Following the mayor, we've got members of the Lewes City Council. Driving the car, we've got Councilman John Rhodes. And riding with him is Councilman George H.P. Smith. All these gentlemen working hard to keep Lewes a nice town. They've also been re-elected a number of terms, so people must be satisfied with the kind of job that they're doing. Now we have our Delaware Modern Miss, Leslie Miller from Georgetown. Leslie's a sophomore at Salisbury State College. She's the 1987 Delaware Modern Miss. She was elected to that title November 21st and received a $1,000 cash scholarship. Congratulations, Leslie. Now we have our Cape Henlopen homecoming queen, Michelle Moody. Congratulations, Michelle. And following her in a nice Cadillac convertible are Miss Congeniality Dana Parsons and Miss Spirit Kathy Mock. Now we have our 1987 football queens, Nora Lavelle, and her sophomore attendant, Lauren Dina Tao. A pretty red convertible. And the color guard from the Naval Reserve Facility. The Naval Reserve Facility is located at Cape Henlopen State Park. They train there throughout the year. Gentlemen, thank you for joining the parade today. And now providing our first Christmas music of the afternoon is the Milton Junior High School Band. Let's hear how they sound this year. There's 65 members under the direction of Millard Jenkins. Let's hear it for the Milton Junior High School Band. Very nice music. Following the Milton Junior High School Band, we have the equipment and representatives from the Milton Volunteer Fire Company. They provide a fine protection for the whole Milton area and join in every year in the Lewes Christmas Parade. They operate cooperatively with the Lewes Fire Department and Rehoboth Fire Department and Georgetown on joint calls and provide some of the finest volunteer fire coverage in the state of Delaware. Glad to have them here with us today. All the volunteer fire companies, by the way, are being judged. Their equipment is being judged for cleanliness, serviceability, and in good shapeliness for the annual Christmas parade. We have the ambulance and a tanker truck and one of their oldest pieces of equipment, Milton Volunteer Fire Company. Now, following the Milton Volunteer Fire Company, we have the fine folks from Shorts Marine. With their pontoon boat decorated with a fine Christmas theme. Glad to have you folks with us here. And there's a skateboard and Frosty the Snowman. Little Beach Boys music being played there, very nice. Now we have members of the Lewes Girl Scout troops. Starting off with troop number 638. We have a number of the Girl Scouts represented here. We have junior troop number 755. We got Brownies, 499, 561, 617, 630, and 809. And a nice Circle of Friendship float. Look at the international theme on the float. Flags from the different countries and an international celebration of Christmas. Very nice. A nice rendition of Jingle Bells on the float. Look, they're from Japan. We've got Eskimos. We've got Mexico represented, Sweden. Very pretty. Let's hear it for the Girl Scouts of Lewes. They've worked hard on this float. Following them, we have the Daisy Girl Scouts, Troop 1058 of Lewes. These different organizations put a lot of work for several weeks into getting these floats together to make them a success and bring a lot of the Christmas spirit into the areas. Here comes the Girl Scout Troop number 499. And we have several marchers here. Christmas packages. Walking reeds. We have some reindeer pulling a sleigh here. Ah. Look at the reindeer pulling Santa Claus. And Santa's got some packages around him. And some beautiful ornaments and houses dressed for the holidays. Good job, girls. Now we have representatives of the Cape May Lewes Ferry. This float took the first prize in the Georgetown parade the other night. The ferry continues to increase in the amount of traffic it carries from Lewes to Cape May annually. And they've joined in the community by bringing in this representative for the Cape May and Lewes Ferry. Thank you for joining us today.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome aboard the Cape May Lewes Ferry. Today we are having a very special voyage. We are having the Cape May Fairy Tale. On board with us today, we had some very special guests. We had Snow White, Santa Bill, Miss Snowman, Raggedy Ann, the Three Bears, the Christmas Mouse. We have Rabbit, Penguin, and of course, a real live princess. And because we don't have any snow today, Rudolph is on the back taking it easy. And presiding over our voyage is none other than Miss Claus. On behalf of the Cape May Lewes Ferry, this is your Captain Charlie, wishing each and every one of you a Merry Christmas, and don't forget to put Christ first this year in Christmas. Thank you very much. Merry Christmas and have a good New Year.
Thank you, Captain Charlie. Appreciate it very much. Gosh, with all those representatives on there, I don't believe Noah's Ark has any better representation than the Cape May Lewes Ferry. Here we have the Harbison Hustlers 4-H Club with their float. Looks like they've got Wilbur on there. And some of the other fine animals that they raise as part of their 4-H projects. This year's theme is Join the 4-H and Be a Winner. This is another prize-winning float this year. And following the Harbison Hustlers are a little group from Lewes. They're trying to encourage people to pick up some nice, beautiful Christmas puppies this year. Nice job, girls. And we have the Cub Scouts and the Tiger Cubs from Lewes now. We got pack number 170 and group 18. And they're carrying their flags and looking sharp and showing us how strong this organization is in the community. Yes, sir. Cub Scouts are looking around today to do a good deed, and the Boy Scouts are right behind to make sure that they keep their mind on their work. Carrying the colors proudly. Now we have members of the Historical Vintage Car Club of Delaware. They've brought along a number of their representatives today from Delaware, Maryland, Virginia, and Pennsylvania. This is a car club membership of over 200. Starting off, we've got a 1954 Chevy Bel Air from Roxana, Delaware, driven by Walt McFall. Following him, we have a 1931 Chevrolet, driven by Leon Hall of Millsboro, Delaware. These folks take a tremendous amount of pride in their vehicles, and it shows. This is a 1931 Ford, owned by Clayton Lord of Milford, Delaware. Clayton's followed by a 1965 Mustang convertible, owned by Pete Economos of Lewes. That was one of the most popular cars and had phenomenal sales success when it first was brought on the market. Here's another one that's had a lot of popularity through the years, a 1957 Ford Thunderbird. This one's owned by Elton Murray of Roxana, Delaware. A lot of people like to own that car. These vintage car owners are happy to have a bright, sunshiny day like this to show off their automobiles. This is a 1964 Ford. It's a Galaxy 500. And it's owned by Preston Stevens of Gumboro. Is that the original color of that car, Preston? It sure is. Now here we have a 1954 Oldsmobile. And if you look on the front of that ornament, you've got a map of the Northern Hemisphere, South America and North America right there. And that Oldsmobile is owned by Clarence Lynch of Roxana. Gosh, I bet when Roxana has a parade, they have a bunch of automobile cars in there. Antiques. Very pretty. Now, what we have here is a 1926 one-ton Ford truck. This one's owned by Harold Short of Georgetown, Delaware. This is one of the few remaining vehicles of this kind in the United States today. A very, very early model and in beautiful condition. Glad you could join us today. This is a 1939 Buick, owned by Tony Del Rere of Dover. Very nice. I think I saw one like that in Bonnie and Clyde. That was before the machine guns got to it. Here's another 1957 Ford Thunderbird. This one's owned by Don Moran of Millsboro. Don Adder is very, very proud of his 1927 Franklin. This is a 10C touring car. There's not more than 12 or 13 cars of this model known to exist in the United States today. And even fewer of these were built originally in 1925. Don Adder lives in Millsboro. Again, he takes a great deal of pride in that vehicle, a 1925 Franklin. Here's a 1947 Chevrolet owned by Elmer Walls of Georgetown. A fleet line. A real parade of history in the automobile industry here. And there's a 1946 Ford. That's owned by Harry Faust of Lewes. Looks good, Harry. Another vehicle from our fine Lewes Police Department. And here's a representative from the University of Delaware's security force for the College of Green Studies. Here's the Milford Police Department's crime scene and accident investigation vehicle. This is the type of equipment that our law enforcement agencies use to better protect our communities. Glad to have a representative of South Bethany Police Department with us today, as well as Bethany Beach Police Department. Delaware Marine Police. Delaware has a very high number of boats registered in the state because of our great waterways, and those gentlemen have their work cut out for them. Our state park police take care of our Cape Henlopen State Park, and there's our beach vehicle for the Lewes Police Department. Here's a float from the Grace Church in Milton. The Grace Church works hard every year to bring out a fine float for these Christmas parades, and they help remind us of the real meaning of Christmas. Henlopen Grange, number 20. We have approximately 115 members. It's a farm family fraternity nationwide. On board, we have our Delaware State Grange Master, Jane Mitchell, and her husband, Louder. They're a very active organization, and they go back deep into the agrarian roots of the United States. Bethany Beach, volunteer fire department's with us today. And they have it shined up. This is a company that stays busy, and I believe they're in the process of building a new firehouse down that way, aren't you? Very good display. Bethany Beach Volunteer Fire Department. Here's their aerial truck. Got some high rises down in Bethany, and that's the kind of equipment they need to fight fires there. And here we have the Cape Henlopen High School Band under the direction of Barry Eli, who's done a fine job with the band. And they're entertaining us today with some Christmas music. The Cape Henlopen High School Band. Let's hear it for them today. These bands will be going to Dover on Monday for the Bicentennial Parade. We wish them luck up there. They're going to play some more. We have Dean Coverdale here in his ATC Christmas vehicles. All right, we have Denise Irwin and Don Walls and Santa Paws, and their Christmas critters. This is a benefit for homeless animals in the area. Now, after the parade, children are welcome to pet these animals, and these homeless animals would appreciate any food or donation to help take care of homeless animals in Sussex County. Very nice, Denise. Following the Santa Paws is the Henloop and Ruritan Club. This year they've picked up a bicentennial Christmas theme. And the Henloop and Ruritan Club is a tight-knit organization that does a number of community projects in the area for the needy and to strengthen the community and make this a better place to live. Let's hear it for the Ruritan Club, please. They always bring a quality float to these parades and are greatly appreciated. C.H. McKinney and Sons have decorated this pontoon boat for Christmas and helped bring a lot of the Christmas spirit, a lot of the red and green to the Christmas parade. After the pontoon boat, we have the Lewes Junior High School Band under the direction of William Bennett. This is an 80-member band, and they join in all the different celebrations of the area to help bring music and make it more festive for us all. When you see the bands like this, it reminds you of all the fine extracurricular activities that our schools offer. The Lewes Junior High School Marching Band. Let's hear it for the marching band today. With the xylophones decorated for Christmas. Here we have the Southern States float. Their theme this year is Feed Your Critters, Southern States Feed. And this is sponsored by the FHAC Ladies, an organization through the Southern States Cooperative. All right, we've got a couple nice pleasure horses here. Deneen Foltz. Thank you for joining us today with your horses. All right, we've got the Christmas roller skaters here from Midway Skating. Now this is a Welsh pony, a Christmas pony. And that's ridden by Kristen Wells, 7 years old. She is having fun today. Now we have the fire department that we're all so proud of. The Lewes Volunteer Fire Department. Let's hear it for them today. They've got their honor guard out. They've got their antique firefighting piece. This is a fire company that traces its roots back to the late 1700s. Back in the days when you fought a fire by running down to the canal, and that was before there was even a canal there. It made it even more difficult. With buckets to bring water up to quench the flames. And Lewes has had its share of fires, and these gentlemen work hard keeping the fires under control in Lewes. Another good opportunity to mention that all the fire departments of the area work very cooperatively with one another. They have done much more than just clean up their equipment to have it in the parade today. They've made contingency plans so that if that fire whistle blows, they'll be covered in their whole coverage area. There's a tremendous amount of cooperation and an effort that goes into the volunteer fire department's activities throughout the year. and they deserve your support and your appreciation. Lewes Volunteer Fire Department. And you know they have spent all week polishing and washing their equipment to be ready for this parade. The fire department has always been the backbone of the Lewes Christmas parade and have always been there. Again, I'll remind everybody that this is the 56th annual Lewes Christmas Parade, brought to you by the Lewes Chamber of Commerce. And now here we have the main event. That gentleman who takes a look around and see who's been naughty or nice and checks out a list and decides who deserves and how he can make Christmas very special for everyone. It's Santa Claus. And helping with the spirit of Christmas, let's hear it for Santa Claus. Yeah.
The Lewes Christmas Parade has been brought to you by the Lewes Chamber of Commerce, Oceanside Foods, Jacquelingo Real Estate, Midway Office and Art Supply, Altex Incorporated, developers of Drake Knoll. We hope you've enjoyed this special presentation, and from WBOC TV, have a very Merry Christmas.